Hello students, we are back with the class 9 science chapter number 14 natural resources. In the last class we have discussed about the resource such as air and the various roles that it plays. Now continuing it, we are going to start with the rain. Now in this topic we are going to learn as how air helps to pour up rain on the earth. Now when the water bodies are heated during the day, a large amount of water evaporates and rises up. Some water vapor also get into the atmosphere due to the biological activities like transpiration. So as you all know the process of evaporation, what happens that when in the water bodies due to the heat of the sun, due to the sunlight, a large amount of water gets evaporated in the sky and becomes a cloud. Now most of the time some water vapor also get into the atmosphere due to the biological activities. Now it is not always evaporation, but there is also other activities such as transpiration. Now as the water vapor rises, it cools and condenses to form tiny droplets of water. Now you also know that in this process of evaporation, in the process of rainwater, the evaporated water gets up due to heat and forms the cloud. Now when the water vapor are rising up due to the cool air, it slowly condenses and forms tiny droplets of the water when the water gets cooled down. Now this appears as cloud. So here the cooling of the water takes place into the clouds. When the tiny droplets of the water join together to form big droplets of water, they fall down as rain, snow, or hail. So here you can see the whole process of transpiration and evaporation in this picture. Now as you can see that from the water bodies, these are the oceans, all the water rises up and evaporates. Here the water cools down and is condensed to form the clouds, right? So when the clouds are formed, they become heavy with the weight of the water, and slowly all the water from the clouds get dripped down and forms the rain. And this is how the lakes and the water bodies get filled up. Some of the water from the clouds hail down as a snow, and this is how whole process of water being back to the earth gets it, and this is called the water cycle. Correct? So this is how air helps us to form the water cycle. Now the next is about the air pollution, and how the air is polluted on the earth. Now the increase in the content of the harmful substance in the air is called air pollution. That here you can see that the definition of air pollution, when the content of the harmful substance in the air is increased. So that is because of the air pollution. Now fossil fuels like coal and petroleum contain small amounts of nitrogen and sulfur. So in the fossil fuels that we obtain below the earth underground, so there are small amount of nitrogen and sulfur that is present among them. Now when these fuels are burnt, it releases oxides of sulfur and nitrogen. So when we burn the coal, when we burn the petroleum, what happens? So these fuels that are burnt, they release the oxides of sulfur and nitrogen into the atmosphere, into the air. Now these oxides dissolve in rain and causes acid rain. So these are very toxic substances. So when these substances are dissolved in the rain, because what happens, see, when all these sulfur and nitrogen oxides goes into the air, it finally gets back to the clouds. Now in the clouds, the whole process of water cycle is already going on. So when they are going back to the clouds, they contaminate the rain over there, and when the whole process of water cycle completes and the cloud condenses, the rain comes down to the earth, and this is how all these toxic substances are poured down on the earth in the form of acid rain. Now acid rain is a very harmful rain that happens on the earth, because this rain causes a lot of damage to the life and the property, as it gives out many diseases to people, and that is very much harmful to us. Now, burning of fossil fuels also release unburnt carbon particles, which reduces visibility. So here you can see the smog in Beijing and smog in Los Angeles. The picture is also not clear because this is because of the burning of the fossil fuels. So when the fossil fuels are burnt, there are carbon particles which are reduces in the air, and due to this the visibility is not seen here. The visibility is not clear in the picture, right? So this is because of it, and it forms during the cold weather along with the condensed water, it forms the smoke. So when the this happens in the hot weather, but when the weather is cold, when there are winter seasons, so the water at that time get condensed, and this whole process is seen in the form of smog. Many a times you have seen that at the time of moving to the school in the morning, you must have seen in the winter season that the road doesn't seem clear. This is just because we are burning very much fossil fuels, because of in the industries, in the factories, and this causes a lot amount of air pollution in our earth, on our earth. Now, regular breathing air containing these harmful substances causes allergies, cancer, heart disease, etc. So if we regularly breathe such air, it causes harmful substance to go into our body. Now suppose you are living in this atmosphere in Los Angeles or in Beijing, what would happen to your body? You will breathe this contaminated, this harmful air, and what happens to you? It causes allergies, it causes cancer and other heart diseases also. So this is how the whole process of air pollution goes on, and it affects the life and property very much. So I hope this much is clear to you. Now, water as a resource would be started in the next class. Please till then take care, stay safe, stay home.